Hi there, welcome to episode 3 of the Easy Cyber podcast. Hope you're enjoying it so far. Today we're going to be looking at the cloud and how you should go about securing services in the cloud, what it is, how you protect yourself and who's using it. So I guess the first thing to say is that the cloud is just somebody else's computer. Historically, people have had data centres of their own, and they've had their businesses have had a big room full of servers and switches and what have you. Nowadays, for cost reasons, typically they are outsourced to services like Amazon for Amazon Web Services or AWS. They might be using Microsoft with Office 365 and their OneDrive feature. They might be using Dropbox for sharing documents. They may be using things like Google Docs and all the Google applications around that. So big business, and an awful lot of people are using it at the moment. I guess the biggest question that you have to ask yourself if you're going to migrate any kind of services into cloud services are, where's the data held, who's got access to it, and how easily can you get it deleted if you decide to change your service and move it on either back in-house, back onto your own computer, or to use another shared service. So the main reason why you need to worry about where the data is held is if it's outside of the EU, then the Data Protection Act and the forthcoming General Data Protection Regulation, GDPR, which comes out in May 2018, they will not apply, and you need to be very careful around that, particularly if you've got other people's data that you're holding. So it is very important that you check that out. We'll go into the Data Protection Act and GDPR a lot more in episode 11 when we get to that. There's already information on the Easy Cyber website, and you can have a look at that just now. So as we said, the main things to ask are who's got access to your data. So if it's in a shared cloud facility, how do you know who else has got their data on your server? Some service providers will segregate that data, and most of the big providers like AWS, Microsoft, whatever, will do that by default. And it's always just worth asking the question. Smaller providers, you then need to also worry about, for example, who's got access to your data, who's physically got access into the data center, and how do they protect the data that's in there? How do they prevent people coming in to get access to your data when they shouldn't? And how do they dispose of your hard drives, etc., when they finish with them? So the larger providers, it's a lot less of a problem, because just due to the sheer scale of the systems that they use, it's very unlikely that anybody would be able to find your data. So other things that you can look at, as well as asking about their physical and IT security processes, you can make sure that your data is encrypted, and again we'll cover an encryption in a later episode. But effectively, encryption is a way of scrambling your data to make it unreadable by somebody else. You need to ask about backups, where they're stored, who's got access to them, how do you get access to them when you need to restore your data, how long it's going to take to restore data. And you also need to pay a real close attention to your terms and conditions, to look at the information that you're signing up to. It's something that most of us don't do particularly well, particularly on other software. You know, we all get the box that says tick here to say that I have read and I understand these terms and conditions and I agree to use that, but who actually reads it? You know, I read recently that the terms and conditions for PayPal are so long that they're actually longer than Shakespeare's Hamlet play. So that's a massive amount of data, and somewhere buried in that there could be some information that is really important to you. That information could be something as simple as who else is going to get access to your data. Are they allowed to share your data with third parties without your consent? And all sorts of other ploys around that. So you do need to read it very carefully. And that's really all there is about cloud services. They're used typically to save cost. They're used to save having to employ an IT team to support and manage all of your backups and manage all the pain around that. But you do need to be a little bit careful about them. So that's it for this episode. I hope you've enjoyed it. If you want more information, come to our website, which is, the link's just here. It's easycyber.net, and I'll be back very soon with our next episode, which is going to be all about passwords. I'll speak to you soon. Take care. Bye.